All right, we're here with Kyle Eads of Amato Painting.
Hey guys.
He does mostly all the epoxy floors that we do. Sometimes I can help him, sometimes I can't. But so I'm surprising him today. We're not really talking about epoxy. We're going to go over the interview questions that I do with everybody else. So, are you up for that?
Yeah, I'm down.
Some are business, some are painting, some are very personal.
Okay.
Outside of work, what is your most favorite thing to do?
Gosh, that's a tough one being on the spot like this. Well, I'll answer it kind of generically. It's honest. I spend a lot of time with the family, a lot of time taking care of the kids and with the family. If I had my choice, it would probably include some sort of snowboarding or relaxing on a mountaintop somewhere in a nice foggy mountain. But, I spend a lot of time with the family, but probably snowboarding if I had to say one thing.
I didn't know you snowboarded.
Yeah.
How about, could you tell me, think hard, the best client you ever worked for so far? You don't have to name them, but...
The best client I worked for was actually pretty recently. And I'll say their name. I got no qualm saying their name. It was Mr. and Mrs. Harrigan up in the Poconos. Bill Harrigan was his name. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I hate that, but I see a lot of people. But just great customers. Did an estimate for them for a quartz floor, for an epoxy floor. Ended up showing them quartz, and they went for it. And I don't know, it's just they were a good customer. They were polite. They just very welcoming in their home and at their property. Just kept feeding us with drinks and, encouragement throughout the whole project. And when we were done, they were just completely thrilled with their project. So it made me happy. I've used them as a reference a couple of times. Just great people.
And for everybody out there, when you treat your contractors, anybody that you hire, respectfully, like you'd want to be treated, you get so much more out of people. I'm sure you do extra things here and there when people are nice to you.
I went back up one evening, and I don't know if anybody knows I went back up, but I went back up one evening and did a little extra for them. It was well worth it, every bit of it, for sure.
Okay, on the other end of that, who's been the worst?
Well, I won't name the worst.
If you do, you'll be doing some other people a favor. But
I could probably just make up one here.
Or your least
be
favorite.
An example of all of them, but it's probably some of the GCs, or I don't know if it would boil back down to the GC themselves and the owner and the management and all that, but some of those supervisors on site, they get behind the gun. They're a couple days late on everything. Their timing's coming up, their deadline's coming up, and they're already over budget. And you should have been done yesterday, and you should be there on Christmas Eve, and all those happy things. And I just feel like the unreasonable people, they're the worst to work for.
And we get quite a few of them.
Yeah, oh gosh.
Residential and commercial clients.
You can be nice and still be unreasonable. You could be the nicest person in the world, but if I tell you that it's going to take me 2 days to do this and you want to make me do it in the snow to have it done in 1 day, it's going to come back and bite both of us.
Okay, if you could do one thing over in your life, what would that be? Simple question.
Yeah, that's... gosh, I could probably sit here and answer that one for the next 24 hours. There's a whole bunch of those. I wouldn't change much. I feel like all roads lead to here, which gave me my wife and my family. Nice job, nice place to live. But if I could say one thing, it would probably be to push and play baseball a little longer. Yeah, probably push and play baseball a little longer. I feel like I probably gave that up a little before I should have.
All right, I hate to ask this question, but because I know the answer. What's your favorite music?
Fish.
What can you explain who Fish
So
is?
I like Fish. I like jam bands. Fish was kind of a quirky band that made a lot of cool noises to me, and I ended up taking out and seeing them started seeing them when I was 16, and now I'm 37 years old, and I haven't even seen them in the last 10 years, but I've seen them over 85 times all over the country. They really opened me up to be who I am. And so I've always enjoyed their music and what they do for the music culture.
Cool. What are you most afraid of?
Snakes.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like snakes. I'm from the South, man. The Bible, they tell you the snakes are bad.
You don't have snakes in Alabama?
Yeah, we got copperheads.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I don't mess with snakes.
What's your strongest personality trait?
Stubborn or relentless. I'm pretty relentless. You can ask my wife about that. I'm not sure I'd be with her if I wasn't relentless. But when something gets on my mind, I can't, or I need to do something, or feel like I need to do something, I can't sleep at night. Got to get up and get it done. I'm driving everybody crazy trying to make it right or to do what I feel like is needed. So I would say relentless or stubborn.
Cool. That's a good thing. Usually.
Sometimes.
What skill would you like to learn and why?
Well, that's a good one. So right now I really want to learn more about these different epoxy mortars and really dial in that skill and trade to where we can take our flooring systems to the next level and now start doing some more things for people. But I've also always wanted to learn how to weld. You know, I feel like that's just an interesting thing to do, but I'm also never got into it, so it's just one of those things that kind of just slipped away. But welding has always seemed interesting, but for right now, for what I'm doing, the epoxy mortar's got to just dive into those a little bit deeper and figure out how we can't put our names on more jobs.
Cool. What's the perfect day for you?
The perfect day for me? The perfect day for me is probably in the summertime when we have long days and it's not too hot. Don't have to drop the kids off at school. You can start your day at 7 in the morning, put in a good 10 hours. Perfect day for me would be do a floor in a day and leave after 10 hours and go home.
How about do you have 3 goals for the next year, for 2020?
To really establish these floors and the business that we're working on with the floors is my number one goal for 2020.
How about personal?
Personal goals. I want to find something different right now to get the family outside, away from tablets and away from computer screens and away from Netflix and YouTube. I want us to be outside on the weekends a little bit more, and I think that's a goal right now, whether it's be riding bicycles, riding four-wheelers, camping. I want my family to be outside a little more.
Cool.
And the last goal, probably just continue to be happy. I've been happy for the last few years, and that hasn't always been the case. I just want to continue to be happy at work, and continue to work hard. And I think everything else irons itself out after that if you're working hard.
All right, last question. That was a good answer. I don't know if you have one, but what's your most embarrassing moment?
Most embarrassing moment. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, there's quite a few of those. But probably junior high basketball. I wasn't the best basketball player anyhow, but I grew up in a small town in Alabama, so not the best got to play sometimes. And I had a wide open layup one time, one of the only ones I ever had, and I ate it so hard heading up to that thing, and I had all the girls in the crowd and the whole deal, and I was so embarrassed I had to come off the court. Couldn't even do it anymore. That was the end of my basketball days. Figured I couldn't dribble.
Oh boy. All right. Anything else you want to say? That's it for my questions.
Yeah,
you did good.
That's all I got.
Cool. Well, that's Kyle. You'll be seeing him around a lot more, I'm sure. If you need an epoxy floor, give us a holler.
Please.
We can still do them in the winter.
We can definitely do them during the winter. Don't let the cold weather discourage you. I know a lot of people think that the pricing shoots way up or that you can't do them during the winter. Give us a call. Let's talk about it. I feel like that we can make you happy and, we could get some work out of it and everybody get what they need out of the floor during the wintertime. You don't have to wait till spring and summer. Take your vacation during the spring and summer. And you can work during the winter as well. You don't have to be scared of the cold.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, man.